What's wonderful about this luncheon is that you will meet some amazing immigrants who are making a huge impact in North Texas. But you know what? It took one person to have the vision to really recognize the stories that weren't being told, the honors that weren't being honored of immigrants who are making a difference. And that vision and this luncheon was Ann Massey Badness' idea. I want to welcome her. She is a new partner with Scheef and Stone. Ann?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so proud to see all of you out here to help us honor outstanding North Texas leaders and our scholarship recipients as well. As Rebecca said, 5 years ago, I realized that many immigrants were were contributing to the DFW community. They were creating businesses and jobs and serving the community and helping North Texas grow. But no one was really telling the stories. No one was honoring the immigrants who made our community better. So my hope is that the Immigrant Journey Awards will continue for many years to come so that we can continue to recognize immigrant contributions to North Texas and the country. And I'm especially pleased that our program is part of the celebration of Immigrant Heritage Month in its third year. And so again, I want to welcome you all for being here. But before we eat lunch, I also want to recognize some special guests that we have with us today. So please stand when I call out your name. We have Lorraine Beerbill, who is from Congressman Mark Vesey's office. Congressman Vesey is one of the first supporters of Immigrant Heritage Month, introducing it to Congress about 3 years ago. And he is also providing congratulatory letters to our finalists and honorees today. We also have, I hope he's here, Ricardo Bowen. Oh, there he is, Ricardo, I'm sorry, you're right there. Ricardo Bowen, he's the Honorary Consul General of Ecuador. Thank you for being here. Ricardo has been a supporter for us many years. We also have with us some past award winners that I'd like to recognize as well. We have Baku Satriev. Baku, if you can please stand, it's over there. Muku Modelier, there he is. Peter Burns. Peter. Mattia Magdaleno, please stand. Mr. Sante Chari. And Patricia Moore. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us again. So now it's time to enjoy your lunch, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes to hear from our amazing speaker. Thank you.
Thank you all. My name is Dr. Tariq Badmus. I'm president of BDS Technologies, which is a local engineering firm here. And I have the distinct pleasure to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker today. Almost 30 years ago, I immigrated to the United States. I enrolled at the University of Delaware, where I met with Dr. Vista Kabari. Even at our first meeting, Dr. Kabari was very distinguished, he was confident, and I couldn't tell whether he was a student or he was the professor. And we ended up sharing a lab for about 3 years, and we took some 800 level classes together and got to know Vista very well. I have to tell you that Dr. Kabari distinguished himself amongst all of us. He was doing original papers, and he demonstrated a high level of scholastic excellence. Over the past 30 years, Dr. Kabari has done much of the same. He is a visionary leader and accomplished scholar. In 2013, he was named the 8th president of the University of Texas at Arlington. Vista Kabari is committed to advance UTA's national and international profile, strengthening the university in research and teaching. Prior to joining UTA, President Kalbari served at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, the University of California in San Diego, and at the University of Delaware, where it all started. I'm so honored to call him a friend and a colleague. Please help me welcome Dr. Kalbari.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you to Ari for not telling them about the other stuff we did at Delaware. So a few months earlier, when Anne contacted me to ask whether I'd be willing to speak at this year's Immigrant Journey Awards luncheon, I accepted immediately because her husband and I, as he's already said, shared a common past. We were both graduate students at the University of Delaware, starting a journey that is taken by many immigrants following the path of higher education to a better future. At that time, though, I did not know I would be staying on in the United States. My goal was to get a doctorate and then return to India, armed with the latest knowledge in my chosen field. So when I accepted, I thought this was going to be an easy task. I'd talk about myself. I'd talk about my immigrant journey. My journey from graduate student to president of one of the largest universities in the state of Texas, and arguably the best in the Metroplex, the University of Texas at Arlington. I draw some lessons learned. I'll talk about some anecdotes about life as an immigrant, and then wax poetically about the many contributions of immigrants, especially in the STEM fields. Should have been very, very easy. But the more I thought about the topic, the harder it became to decide on what I was going to say and why I would actually be up on the stage speaking. It's not because I couldn't think of topics. Walking miles day after day from class to the apartment complex I called home because in the beginning I didn't have a car. Hoping I would not get ill because I did not know if the insurance I had would cover all the hospital costs. Being laughed at because I used words such as boot instead of trunk or torch instead of flashlight. Or I spelled words such as favorite with an OU or center with an RE. Or being treated with less than common courtesy because my skin color was different. Or I spoke with a strange accent that could not be traced to any of the states or regions in the United States. Rather, it was because the more I thought about my immigrant journey, the more I thought of the country that I now proudly call my home, and all that she has offered me. And I wonder if I have been worthy of the opportunity afforded to me. I was reminded of the words penned by one of my favorite authors, Richard Bach, who wrote, "The simplest questions are the most profound. Where were you born? Where is your home? Where are you going? What are you doing?" Think about these once in a while and watch your answers change. So as you know, immigrants come to these shores every day. We come from a variety of backgrounds. We speak hundreds of different languages. We follow a range of customs. But all of us come with a commonality of purpose: to access better opportunities and to enable better lives for ourselves and for our families. Most of us work extremely hard to prove ourselves. Some of us overcome tremendous odds, and others reach positions in the community that enable us to influence how our neighbors view not just ourselves, but everyone else in a very different light. I know where I was born, in Bombay, India, except that it's now known as Mumbai, but that's a slightly different story. But where is my home? That's a different question from where do I stay. Home suggests more than a roof. It suggests roots, friends, safety, and security. Is that in Pune, where I graduated from high school, completed my bachelor's and my master's degree, and where my parents still live? Or in Bombay, where I worked before coming to the United States? Or in Delaware, where I completed my doctorate, started working in academia, dated and then married the wonderful woman who is my wife, and whose family still calls Delaware home? Or San Diego, where I spent a majority of my academic career? Or Huntsville, Alabama? or Arlington, Texas, where I now reside and have the honor of serving as the president of a nationally ranked university. I know I stay in Arlington, Texas, but where is home? While I pondered that question, time and Bach's quote continued rolling in my mind. Where am I going and what am I doing? Well, that's easy. I have a great job and that's what I do. I go where my job leads me, meeting students, alumni, legislators, friends, people from the corporate world for work and for relaxation in Texas, across the United States, and the globe. But that's not really what is being asked. What is being inquired, rather, is what is the purpose and what am I doing to fulfill it? And so I ponder, where is my home and why am I here? Those questions have special significance because of the circumstances that led to my being here. The sacrifices that my parents made, just as your parents or your ancestors made, to ensure that each of us received a great education. That I, just as you, were able to come to the United States, in my case, for a doctorate. The hard work that my students, my colleagues, and my mentors did to assure me of my growth enabled my climbing the academic ladder. My wife for the constant support and encouragement, and this nation for the opportunity afforded to me to dream big, to reach for the stars, and have a wonderful future unfold in front of me. Without that opportunity, I would not be standing here today, were it not for the tremendous opportunities provided realistically to each of us in this room. The opportunities provided to us as immigrants by the United States to be ambitious, to set goals, to work hard, and to succeed. Some of us beyond our wildest dreams. Given the success that most of us have attained, it's only natural that we feel a debt to the nation that welcomed us, embraced us, nurtured our skills, and provided the ability to thrive. While not common to all who come to the shores of this land, these aspects are often the important ones that were denied to us in the country of our birth, due to political strife, rampant discrimination, lack of advanced science and technology options, or simply because the option to pursue our calling was simply not available there. In fact, most of us will freely admit that we would not have been able to pursue the same professions or enjoy the high levels of success, or be as entrepreneurial and innovative had we remained in the country of our birth. As immigrants, we continually remind ourselves that we are living in the land of the free, and keep in mind that the freedoms we so cherish did not come without cost, and they were acquired through blood and sacrifice of generations of others who formed this great nation. It's wonderful that we honor the journey of immigrants, and I'd like to commend the organizers of this event for shining a spotlight on the many individuals who have done so much to further the growth, prosperity, and well-being of this metroplex, the state, and the nation. Like many others across the U.S., these individuals shape the future of their communities, support our infrastructure, and enable the forward motion of what is unarguably the land of the free and the home of the brave. Before I go further, let me congratulate all the nominees for these awards. Your lives are inspirational, your work commendable, and you are an intricate and intrinsic part of the fabric that makes this great nation. People and immigrants such as you have shaped the landscape of this nation from its very outset. The uniqueness and vitality that comes from the United States, its position as a global superpower, not just in military terms, but rather as a land of innovation, entrepreneurship, the can-do attitude, the greatest bank, if one could call the citizens of a country a bank of philanthropy, a land that cares deeply for freedom and is willing to bear a great price to defend that, not just at home, but across the globe. These characteristics do not come easily, and they are a result of the melting pot that all of us call home. A country that opened its doors to each of us, absorbed us, allowed us to keep our own identity, and yet developed a burning pride for this great nation and a desire to be part of the solution to the problems that ail the world. It is an interesting statistic that 30% of all US Nobel laureates, going back to the very first US Nobel Prize in 1906, have been immigrants. From 1960 through 2014, 28 immigrants were awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. 22 won it in physics, and 23 in chemistry. I'm going to argue that a lot more would have won it had there been a Nobel Prize in engineering. Some of the greatest scientific and technological advances have been made by immigrants. Think of Albert Einstein, Werner von Braun, Nikola Tesla, Hargobind Khorana, and so many others who led the technological revolution. Or leaders of industry, the people who shaped and continue to shape the business world, starting from Alexander Graham Bell from Scotland and Andrew Carnegie in years past, Rupert Murdoch, Sergey Brin, AT&T in Scotland for Rupert Murdoch, and Google for Sergey Brin. Pierre Omidyar, who if you don't know, came from France and founded eBay. Jerry Yang of Yahoo. All these continue to shape the world we look at commerce today. Bob Marley, Carlos Santana, Igor Stravinsky, and Mikhail Baryshnikov, who defined the beauty of the performing arts. And diplomats such as Henry Kissinger and Madeleine Albright, who shaped foreign policy and international engagement as we know it today. In fact, a 2011 report from the Partnership for a New America Economy concluded that immigrants were founders of 18% of all Fortune 500 companies. As of 2010, these companies generated $1.7 trillion in annual revenue, employed 3.6 million workers worldwide, and included AT&T, Verizon, Procter & Gamble, Pfizer, Comcast, Intel, Merck, and I could go on and on and on. All these immigrant-founded Fortune 500 companies employed 3.6 million, but were responsible for far more jobs. Those job creation tendencies aren't unique to just a few success stories. With that comes businesses that support those large firms. And immigrant-run businesses employed 1 in 10 American workers in 2011. That's a huge part of our economic engine. But as much as we would like to laud the role of immigrants in prosperity and leadership of this nation, we must also ask the hard questions regarding the climate that enabled this to happen, and the social environment that is needed today to allow for these contributions to be made. In the loud rhetoric of today, this often gets forgotten as we turn on each other, even amongst immigrants, forgetting our common, past, and the good that comes out of the hard work, ambition, and the desire to create something that outlasts one's own life, leaving footprints, if you will, on the sands of time. Should there be a quiet, controlled national discourse on this topic? Yes, of course there should. But it's also very important to shift the frame of reference from those who come here and help make this nation great to those who are already here and the nation that provides such great opportunities to those not born on its own land. It's a two-way street, and we often just look in one direction. As we honor the individuals who make outstanding contributions to science and technology, the arts, business, sports, those that shaped the past and will continue to shape the future, including the tremendous entrepreneurs, professionals, public leaders, and advocates whom we honor today, we need to remind ourselves and society that these advances were made possible because of the ethos that made them possible. The great medical and scientific advances being made by immigrants is possible because of this nation's commitment to research and development. The reason why so many top students from across the globe stream into the United States every year for higher education is this nation's commitment to higher education and to ensuring that knowledge is constantly developed, kept free, and unfettered by shackles, and that information for the most part is shared without censorship. As I look around this room, I see so many who came here as students, including myself. We would not have come here, causing a brain drain, if you will, in our countries of birth, were it not for the tremendous system that existed in the United States. It is because of what was made available and because of support at the federal, state, and local levels, that discoveries are being made in our universities every single day, providing possibilities to expand our understanding of science and push the frontiers of science, technology, and medicine for the benefit of mankind. The numbers I mentioned earlier related to the founding of Fortune 500 companies and job creation should not be surprising. And we should not just be focusing on the immigrant founder. Let's remember that this would not have been possible in the founder's country of origin. They wouldn't be here, and job creation would have been in that nation. So let's celebrate both the grit and the industry of the immigrant and the ability of her or his adopted nation to provide opportunities second to none, and in most cases not even imaginable in the country of origin. Let's also remember that there are innumerable stories of great minds educated in the United States who came here as immigrants and then went back to the countries of their origin, hoping to make a difference, to use their knowledge to accelerate progress there, and for one reason or another, found that the climate needed to make those advances and change from within just did not exist. And so they returned to the country that provided them so many opportunities and continued to offer those opportunities again. We need to stop focusing on one or the other, the immigrant or the nation that provided the opportunity, and start celebrating both. As immigrants, we are all proud, or should be proud, of being Americans. Surely we can feel the pride simultaneously in our heritage and the nation that made success possible. So yes, I am proud of my Indian roots and my heritage, but I'm American, plain and simple, not some country -American. Backgrounds, stories, whether we are here as first-generation immigrants or our ancestors came here generations ago, we should all be bound by a proud, strong, and powerful commonality, a faith that should be immovable based on all the success stories that are repeated and that we see every single day, that in this country, hard work, creativity, and innovation can and will ensure that each of us has the ability to make of our lives what we will. That is something to cherish, to celebrate, and to protect as a way of life. So let me return to the questions I started with. From Richard Bach's Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. Where is your home? Where are you going? What are you doing? I cannot speak for you, but after weeks of recollection and thought, I have answers that I am at peace with. This is my home. I'm going to do everything I can to build on the strong foundations already in place to make it even better, to enable a better tomorrow for all, and to ensure that every student who walks into UTA, irrespective of color of skin, place of birth, or other difference, can succeed beyond their wildest dreams and become a productive citizen of the United States. I will continue to work so that others can succeed, to continue to build on an ecosystem and environment that will ensure that the nation that provided so many opportunities to me, as I came on its shores, continues to be the best in the world, fueled by the energy, the intellect, and drive of all its citizens and those that come to join it. I owe that to my home, the United States of America, the country that gave me an opportunity to already succeed as a scholar and a researcher, and now hopefully as a university president. This is my home, and this is what I'm doing. As Lyndon B. Johnson said, the land flourished because it was fed from so many sources, because it was nourished by so many cultures, traditions, and people. Let's ensure that it keeps flourishing for centuries to come. Thank you very much.
Yes, let's give him a standing ovation. Thank you, Dr. Carvalho. That's the kind of inspiration we should be tweeting right now. Because, you know, Twitter can be kind of ugly sometimes. And so I hope that you take some of those messages that he just gave you and really put them out there. Because You know, we need to fight the hate on social media. So now it's time to honor the American Dream Scholarship winners. John Scheef, with Scheef and Stone, is going to come up here and help me out. I hope you don't mind, John. Come on up. Let me tell you, we received more than 100 applications from DFW high school, senior high school students who are immigrants or first-generation Americans. Their essays or applications, amazing. If we could give more scholarships, we would. We need to talk about that.
Will do.
But you know what is important is that they wrote down, when you write down your words in an application, and we've all filled them out, we're giving part of our story, part of our being, part of our soul. And so I'm very proud of these more than 100 students who shared their message, their words, their story. It was tough picking the scholarship winners. You know, you've all picked people. It's tough. We want to give everybody a scholarship, but these are the top 3. The first scholarship goes to Monica Luisa Aguirre Carvajal. Come on up. Monica is a native of Mexico and now lives in Dallas. This year, Monica graduated from Emmett Conrad High School with a 3.89 GPA. She was very involved in numerous clubs and community service projects and is a member of the National Honor Society. Monica plans to attend the University of Texas at Austin this year. Monica, don't go anywhere. I'd like you to share a few words. Oh, you're kind of tiny.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I wanted to thank all of you for being here. I was talking to one of the parents that we met over there, and he was really surprised when I told him that I came to the United States in 3 years. And at first, I never thought that would be surprising, but now that I think about it, I love that I came here and that I can be with you all. And I wish in a few years I can be like you, and then I can give scholarships to other people like me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Monica. Congratulations. Our next scholarship winner, Samuel Balcom. Samuel, come on up. Samuel is a native of Ethiopia and now lives in Duncanville. This year, he graduated from Duncanville High School with a 3.95 GPA. I know. Samuel is also an Eagle Scout and a member of the National Honor Society, quite a busy young man. He plans to attend Stanford University this year and study biology. Samuel, let's go through this. Congratulations.
Thank you to everybody for being here, and thank you for the scholarship. That's really, I don't think y'all can really understand how much that means for us, and especially as a future medical school student, that getting stuff paid for now is really helpful. I came here when I was like 6, so I've been here for a long time, but I can still reflect on where I was, and now to be able to go to one of the most selective schools it's a big thank you to my dad's here, so he's really been instrumental in that, and just all my teachers, everybody that's been around me. It's amazing how much you can do when you really want it and you're willing to work. So thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Samuel, you said your dad's here? Can he stand up? Stand up. And Monica, are you your parent here too? Come on up, stand up. We need to give them a big hand because you know what? This is how we survive as children of immigrants. Thank you so much for coming. All right, the next one, and I practiced her name, okay? Sweet Pentia. And she is a native of Burma and now calls Garland home. She graduated from Lake Highlands High School with a 3.98 GPA. Sweet Pen is a member of the National Honor Society. She's also a member of the Mu Alpha Theta Math Honors Society, and she plans to attend the University of North Texas in 2016 and major in accounting. Come on up, Sweet Pen.
here to make a speech or anything, but I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. And I am really inspired by what I read in the story of the handbook, and I look forward to being a successful person forward. I want to help out people like me to go beyond their dream, reach their dream, and I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you. And did you come with a family member this weekend? Your dad? There you go. Well, thank you for coming. All right, look, so let's give one big hand, and all the applicants and everybody, you scholarship winners make us proud. Thank you so much.
Okay, and now we're on to the Immigrant Journey Awards. But before recognizing the finalists and announcing the winners, I'd like to thank the judges who are here today. Thank you, Bakusha Tria, Muthu Mudalier, and Jody West for doing such a great job in selecting the winners from dozens of nominations. I know it was hard, but thank you so much. So now we have 4 award categories, and we're going to start today. I'm going to present the Immigrant Entrepreneur and Professional Excellence Awards, and then Rebecca is going to present the Immigrant Advocate and Immigrant Spirit Awards. So our finalists for the first award category for the Immigrant Entrepreneur were Ali Samana, Dr. Anshul Agarwal, Imi Doshi, and I'm so sorry if I'm not saying this correctly, Anthony Taiwo, Beatrice Manyata, and Sohir Pai. So let's give a round of applause for the finalists. It's very difficult. We actually have 3 award recipients in this category. So I'm going to call each one and ask you to come up and give us a few words. Beatrice Manyata is our first Immigrant Entrepreneur winner. Beatrice, or Betty, as she's called, immigrated from Argentina to New Jersey when she was a child. Her parents, both factory workers, taught Beatrice, or Betty, the importance of education. She earned 2 degrees while maintaining a full-time job. In 1998, Beatrice launched Argent Associates. In 2014, it topped the Dallas 100 list as the fastest growing company in DFW and has had annual revenues of more than $300 million. Beatrice has also been recognized with many awards for leadership and community. Congratulations, Beatrice.
Thank you. Thank you. It truly is an honor, and congratulations to all the finalists. This is an amazing thing because we all celebrate diversity that unites all of us. And to see everyone here, the beautiful colors that we all bring, that we all have our unique stories. And I really want to thank my parents, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. So they came to a country, early 60s, not knowing the language, not knowing the culture, during probably the worst time, a lot of tension in the US, social unrest. President Kennedy was our president at the time. We had Fidel Castro doing his thing, Che Guevara. So it was a very difficult time, but I'm so glad because we could never have done this, and I couldn't be here today and be one of the fastest growing companies here in DFW. So thank you so much for this award.
Is Ali Samana. Ali? Okay. Ali immigrated to the United States from Karachi, Pakistan when he was 13 years old. While at the University of North Texas, Ali co-founded Wally Consulting, which drew profits of over more than $300,000 a year while he was a student. In 2012, Ali started CheapElectricNow.net, an energy brokerage firm, and in 2015, Ali co-founded One Solar Solution, a multi-million-dollar company that provides solar panel solutions for residential and commercial clients in Texas. Ali, congratulations.
Wow, I'm humbled, I'm honored. I don't think I'm worthy of any award, let alone this prestigious award. I accept this on behalf of Team One Solar Solution and Team C, and I don't think anybody can do anything individually, so I definitely appreciate that. And none of this would have happened if my uncle and aunt wouldn't have adopted me back when I was 13 years old, brought me to Dallas with them. I finished high school here. No matter how many heights you want to achieve in business, you've got to have great mentors. And I've always been blessed to have my uncle, late Shazad Wali, as a mentor, and then my dad, Scheef, as a mentor. I don't make a single business decision without their advice. And last, but the most important, my boss, my very own wife, who's been supportive. She has seen me at my best and my worst and has somehow decided to stick around. So my advice is marry above you, but I definitely appreciate that. Thank you.
And last but not least, our third winner is Ami Doshi. Ami is founder of L.L.P USA. She's also the director of global outreach at L.L.P Social Ventures based in Singapore. Ami is the founding member of the Mahala Group, a platform in Dallas that helps financially empower women in India. She also co-founded Propor, an internet portal that provides information and news about the development sector in South Asia. Ami also holds several board member positions where she contributes her leadership skills. Congratulations.
I'm also going to say wow. I don't really know why I'm here, but thank you so much for the recognition. It's truly an honor, and I'm so inspired to be among all of you. There's so many inspiring people here that have accomplished so many things, so thank you so much. You know, dreams are universal, but opportunities are not, and I'm so grateful for all the opportunities that I have been given in my time here in the US. I'm from Singapore, and I've been here for maybe half my life, and it's given me safety, a healthy home, and so many ways to grow my dreams, and it's just been an incredible work for my family and me, so I want to thank everybody for that. This inspiration really drives my dedication towards the work that L.L.P USA does. We provide microloans to the underserved in India that in very similar ways to us are looking for a way out of the challenges they face in poverty through hard work and employment. I wanted to say thank you so much for the kind support of all my friends. My husband, who's right there, he's my role model and my biggest cheerleader, and I want to say thank you. My father immigrated from India at the age of 18 to Singapore, so he lived the life of an immigrant and an entrepreneur, and he provided for my sister and me and my brother, she's in the audience, in ways that were just truly unimaginable. He would not have been able to do that in the place that he came from. And I'm so proud today to stand here, being given the award of Immigrant Entrepreneur. Everything that I've learned being a hardworking entrepreneur, I learned from my father. Thank you so much.
Wow. Our next award is for the Immigrant Professional Excellence category, and we have 2 award winners in this category. The finalists are Dr. Anshul Agarwal, Ade Williams, Dr. Herman Gutierrez, and Leah Lynn. Let's give a hand for our finalists. And our first winner is Dr. Anshul Agarwal. He is, Dr. Agarwal, oh, there you are right here. He's the founder and medical director for Redbird Wellness. He's also a board-certified physician trained in nuclear medicine and family medicine with degrees in both medicine and biomedical engineering. Dr. Agarwal is an author of 2 celebrated books and has numerous articles in medical journals. He holds US and European patents for medical innovations. Congratulations, Dr. Agarwal.
I'm also going to say wow, but thank you again, all of you, and it fills my heart with a lot of warmth to hear all the immigrant stories. Especially Dr. Kabari, he took me back to my time when I joined school here, and I completed my medicine in India, and I really had a lot of engineering bent of mine, so I wanted to do engineering. But in my country, there were not many options after completing medicine to kind of do that kind of interdisciplinary studies. So, and in fact, a lot of friends, they even discouraged me that, how are you going to study engineering after medicine? So I, applied here. I got scholarship. I came here, did my master's and a PhD in biomedical engineering. And during my PhD, I also got my medical license. I ended up doing my PhD, completing my PhD with my residency training, which can only happen in this country again. And again, the mentors I've had and the opportunities I've had. It's if I look back in time, there was a lot of struggle, but it keeps you moving forward if you see results and if you see things turning into results. So I've been blessed with having a very supporting family and a wonderful wife. I mean, she also attempted to write us, she's the one who kind of nominated me for this, so thank you. And so one little thing I would like to share is, when I graduated, being on a visa as being an immigrant, when I graduated from my training here, so not many people know, for some physicians there's a rule that you have to go back to your home country or you have to serve in a medically underserved area where you have very challenging patients to work with, who are homeless patients. So I was fortunate enough to find a small practice here in Dallas because most of these places are in very remote areas. So I joined that group, but with recent healthcare changes, within a year of my joining, that practice was closing down. So I had two options, either to go back to my country or be away from my family because my wife was also in the same situation, to be away from my family and join some remote place. Attorney Batman stepped in. She helped me, legally acquire the practice, so kind of helped me become an entrepreneur and also supported the family. So we restarted the practice, and in last 2.5 years, we just got an award last year from Medicare United, that's the government insurance, of being one of the most extraordinary outcomes practice where we had least hospital admissions and best results, given the resources we have with such difficult patients. So, and it's a profit running, practice now, when we provide employment to around 10 staff around in the Metroplex area. So being an entrepreneur, being an engineer, being a doctor, I think it's only possible in this country, the kind of interdisciplinary approach and the resources you have. Thank you so much again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Arbo. And our next Professional Excellence Award winner goes to Dr. Herman Gutierrez. Dr. Gutierrez has served as Director of Orchestras and Associate Professor of Orchestral Studies at Fort Worth's Texas Christian University, TCU. He's also been the Director of TCU's Latin American Music Center and Biennial Latin American Music Festival since 1996. Since 2000, Maestro Gutierrez has also served as Musical Director of the Youth Orchestra of Greater Fort Worth, and he's received several awards at TCU for his work, including the Dean's Teaching Award and the 2003 Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Research and Creativity, which is the highest award that TCU bestows. Congratulations.
This is a wow. I have to confess to you that I feel more comfortable on the stage making music than making speeches in front of such a distinguished audience. But I would like to say thank you to all of you for organizing this wonderful event. That's such an inspirational speech by Dr. Carberry. I love the scholarship section because we all know that without the scholarship we wouldn't be here today. These are the great things of this country, offering opportunities from people all around the world. I came to the US to do my master's degree at the Illinois State University, and then went for my doctorate in orchestra conducting at the University of Northern Colorado. And I have been director of orchestras at TCU since 1996, a university that has chosen diversity as one of its main goals. I have the honor to be in front of so many musicians quite often. The TCU Symphony has about 40% of the students are from different countries, and all with scholarships. And it's such a pleasure to see them grow, because I go back to the time that I was sitting in an orchestra playing and dreaming where I'm going to be. So that's the beauty of the United States. And I have my family with me, and I would like to thank my wife and my 2 sons. And with your permission, I'm going to make a very short commercial, because this day is very emotional for me. Tonight in Fort Worth there is the premiere of the first movie of my son, directed by my son Gabriel Gutierrez, right there. And the music of the same movie called Calavera has been written by my other son, Nicolas, right there. So I'm so proud. Thank you so much, and I congratulate all of you for this wonderful event. Thank you.
The finalists are Ike Diagu, Jay Gaines, Juliet Akugu, Dr. Michelle Bobadilla, Sina Saved Sarvestani, Leah Siyomi Tesfa, and Dr. Gutierrez is up there too. The winners are Dr. Michelle Bobadilla. She is a Senior Associate Vice President for Outreach Services and Community Engagement and Assistant Provost for Hispanic Student Success at UT Arlington. She has dedicated her life's work in helping students have access to college financially. Dr. Bobadilla founded University Crossroads, a partnership of colleges and universities in North Texas, and through these partnerships with 69 area colleges and universities, Dr. Bobadilla has been able to impact the lives of more than 24,000 students annually through SAT math prep classes and other vital college programs. And many of those students were immigrants. Congrats, Dr. Bobadilla.
Well, I would like, first of all, to ask the people at table 11 to please stand up. So stand up, please. Okay. On behalf of the University of Texas at Arlington, University Crossroads, I want to thank all of our partners who are here with us today. University Crossroads, y'all can sit down now. UTA University Crossroads is actually a partnership of over 90 organizations that are working together to work with first and second generation students from low to moderate income households to open doors of opportunity to higher education and to make sure that the students succeed and that they're retained through graduation. Our students attend a variety of universities. I want to also say that I'm the proud daughter of an immigrant father from Mexico and a mother who was a migrant farm worker for most of her childhood. And the one lesson they always taught us is that everyone is equal, everyone has value, and everyone has a story. And so we have been very fortunate to work with a number of students. Actually, Rebecca, this year we actually impacted 30,880 students in the North Texas region. So that collective impact has made such a tremendous difference, and we hope that we're contributing back to the society that made all of us great. And I also want to thank Dr. Kabari for his unwavering support of what we're doing and just keeping us going and energizing us. Thank you all so very much. I really appreciate this.
Congratulations. By the way, we have two winners in this category. And the next award goes to Leah Seyun Tesfa. Here she comes. She's the founder of Reaching Eastern African Children and Families, better known as Reach Families. The support and advocacy group is for families of Eastern African origin, raising children with special needs. Leah knew the need for help because she raised children diagnosed with autism. She also founded 2 successful parent support groups and continues to work with families in getting services for their children with special needs. Congrats, Leah.
Thank you so much. To be honored among so many amazing immigrants is I'm very surprised and very honored. I thank everybody, judges, for nominating me. I'm an immigrant from Ethiopia. We came here 14 as refugees from Europe with my parents. My mom and dad are here. They sacrificed so much to bring us here, and we started from the bottom here. And many stories of how we ended up in Dallas, and it's been a blessing to live in Dallas, Texas. And I would like to thank my husband, who's not here, taking care of the kids and working. He's put up with me so many times, talking with families at midnight and 1 o'clock for hours. I thank him very much. I work with East African families that have children with disabilities. As you know, many immigrant families and their children do not get enough services, adequate services, because of the language barrier, because their information is not given to them. So that's where I come in and advocate in the school systems and in the medical systems. Wherever I'm needed, I go there and support. And it's a very rewarding field. I'm blessed to be able to work with these families, and I thank them for trusting my judgment and trusting with what I do. I take this award in honor of all the children with special needs who are trying every day working hard to overcome their disabilities and be included in communities. And most of all, I take this award for my boys, Nayab and Yadiel Tesfa. I love them to death. They just turned 18 this year. One graduated from high school, the other stays in the school system. But I love them to death. Without them, I would be where I would never be who I am. I would never be doing this. So I bless them, and I thank God that I'm blessed to be their mother.
The next and the last award is the Immigrant Spirit Award. The finalists are Ravi Kalyanakoti, Sri Balachandra, Sina Sabat Sarvestani, Juliet Akagu. We also have Dr. Gutierrez up on that slide too. Dr. Gutierrez, you are very popular. And the winners are Ravi Kalyankotori. Ravi works as an innovation coach for Nokia at AT&T Foundry, where he is responsible for understanding new technologies and bringing innovative solutions to AT&T. He serves as secretary and member of the board of Friends of Pair, a nonprofit organization that supports initiatives for empowerment of people in villages in developing countries. Ravi also serves as a board member at Plano Tamil School, which is 100% volunteer-run nonprofit organization which teaches Tamil language to children in Plano. He has a bachelor's degree in computer science from the National Institute of Technology in India and an MBA from the University of Texas at Dallas. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's actually an honor just to be here, not just for the award, just to be here. It's really inspiring to listen to all the people here, all the immigrants, and it's also a very humble moment for me, just because somebody gave me an award. And I don't know whether I really deserve this. So many people accomplished here. Kind of going back, 17 years back, when I landed here in the United States, there was a little bit of fear because things are completely different. Everything was new. Everything was completely different from what I was used to. I was working in a very, very small startup company working in India. And then I moved here to the United States. Everything was big, really, really small. I was the only guy here. But looking forward, there was a huge opportunity in front of me to do things which could not have really done back in India. And 17 years later, come to the stage in which there's been a lot of professional growth, a lot of personal growth, raising a family to the extent that Dallas is the place I've lived the longest. And if somebody asks me where are you from, I would most likely say I'm from Dallas, to that extent. This opportunity, I would really like to thank a few people. First, nothing is possible without mentors. A lot of people mention mentorship. All the stuff that I know, there were mentors at different stages in my life. One of them was here, Peter Burns, who actually worked with Nokia Foundation. And a lot of the stuff that I've been doing in the community is, for Nokia Foundations led by Peter Burns and mentors in other places. I also like to thank my wife, just because I've been doing a whole bunch of different things. There have been a lot of ups and downs, and my wife just put up with me. That's a big thing, really. Another big group of people. This is an immigration place, and there are a bunch of immigration attorneys. It took me 10 years to get my green card. There was a lot of work that the attorneys put together just to keep me in the country, and big thanks to them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And our next Immigrant Spirit Award goes to Sina Sabet Sarvestani. He was born and raised in Iran and immigrated to the U.S. with his family when he was a teenager. They came here because they're Baha'i and were not allowed to have a higher education, Sina and his family settled into Vickery Meadows neighborhood where many immigrants make their home in Dallas. After graduating from high school and joining the workforce, Sina went back to the neighborhood where his American journey started in Vickery Meadow. Sina started working with students as a school monitor and soccer coach at nearby W.T. White High School. He's also the leader and mentor for a local youth group. Congratulations, Sina.
Thank you, everyone. It's an honor to be here. I'd like to thank you guys for making this happen. Actually, as an update, I was promoted to work as a teacher assistant at Sam Tasby Middle School, which is a middle school in the Vickery Meadow neighborhood of Dallas, where the M.A.J. Conrad High School is. And we had one of the winners, scholarship winners from there, which I'm very happy. I would like to dedicate this award to the staff, teachers, and faculty at Sam Tasby Middle School and Dr. M.A.J. Conrad High School, because they work so hard. Most of their students are immigrants from so many different countries, and this neighborhood, those two schools have been underserved. So I would like more attention to be given to that neighborhood and those schools and those teenagers. Also, my parents are here. I'm very thankful that they decided to bring me and my brothers to this country. I was 15 when my family decided to leave Iran. I was very sad. I did not want to leave. But a couple of years later, when I was in the U.S. already, I came across a quotation that throughout the years has inspired me to continue, even though I've been facing a lot of challenges in this country. And that quote says, "You are where you are, not by chance, but by the design of your Creator for the development of yourself and those around you." And lastly, I would like to dedicate this award to my cousin, Ms. Raha Sabed, who served a 4-year prison term in Iran for being a Baha'i and for working with the same program that I work with in this country with teenagers to give them the ability to take charge of their own growth and also to contribute to the betterment of their community. And she served a 4-year prison term. I'm able to work with this program freely in this country, which I'm very grateful to this country for that. And also, there was a campaign that some of you might have seen the article that was featured in D magazine about the Education is Not a Crime campaign, which is basically the Baha'is in Iran don't have access to higher education, why my parents wanted to bring me here. And actually UTA is one of the universities that accepts a lot of these Baha'i students who want to come here and access higher education. So I'm thankful to Dr. Kabari and all the UTA staff. Thank you so much.
Yes, continue. A big hand to all the award winners. I hope you come back to the next banquet next year and immigrants continue to inspire.
All right, as we finish up, I want to thank Rebecca Aguilar for being our MC today. Didn't you do a great job, everyone? I also want to thank Dr. Vishtav Kabari for his inspiring words and global vision. Again, I want to also thank our Immigrant Journey Award finalists and winners for making a difference in our community. Let's give them one more hand. Before we close, I'd like to ask all of the honorees, all the finalists and winners to please remain for a few minutes afterwards for photographs and receipt of your congratulatory letters and recognition. So please stay with us. In closing, I want to thank our silver sponsors, UTA and TCU, and for their support and for all of our support of all of our sponsors and supporters. Thank you all at Scheef and Stone. Let's give a hand to Scheef and Stone, who worked so hard to make this possible. And finally, we want to encourage everyone to submit nominations for next year's awards. Yes, we're going to do this again next year, so we want you to continue to celebrate with us. For the wonderful immigrant contributions to our communities, be sure to visit www.immigrantjourney.org for more information about the nomination process. Thank you again for coming out and supporting us, and we hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.